Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive, and today we're just going to do a quick review of City of Kings, which I just finished up a somewhat botched playthrough. Well, I guess my final one wasn't too bad. I missed a couple little rules, played on the easy mode, but the one I started a few days ago, yeah, I completely messed that up. So one thing I've learned recently is that doing playthroughs, unedited playthroughs on camera, it's a lot harder than I thought. I knew it was hard. I never thought it was easy. I always had, a lot of admiration for people who can do it well, but I didn't know it was as hard as it actually is, especially for me. I'm not the best rules person, as I've said many times before. But anyways, enough with that. Thanks to everyone who stuck with me for that playthrough, and I hope you at least enjoyed some of it and got to see the game in action. So, City of Kings is undeniably a very good game. The mechanisms are very well designed. The art is absolutely gorgeous. I love the art. I love the writing, from everything from the rulebook to the flavor text. The writing in the rulebook is incredible. It's especially for a Kickstarter game. Far too often, Kickstarter games have absolutely terrible rulebooks. They have to be updated and revised and changed multiple times. I don't think that's going to happen with City of Kings. They're not going to have to come out with a second edition to correct their errors because of some, crazy things that they didn't catch. So the designer, what's his name, Frank West, and his team, they definitely proofread their rule book. They organized it well. All the information is there. Just A plus, top notch. Good job on that stuff. The quality of the components is fantastic. The cardboard is nice and thick. The cards are linen finish. Everything is clear, detailed, and then, like I said again, the art and the fluff, the flavor text, all of it, incredibly well written. I don't think I can say anything negative about the way the game works, the way the game plays. Even though I made some mistakes, I still think it's an elegant game. There's a lot going on, but I don't think I would call it fiddly. There's just a lot of small things that you need to keep track of. There's a lot of stuff you're moving around, but as long as you take it slow. I think I maybe went a little too fast, and so that's what I was trying to do something too quickly, and so I missed some small things. But it's not like an Arkham Horror or a Secrets of the Lost Tomb or something where it's like crazy fiddly. No, this has its foot 1.5 feet firmly in the Euro camp, with a little bit into the Ameritrash camp. So as much as I think this is a great game, I'm not going to be keeping it. Actually, I've already sold my copy on BGG. It's just not my kind of game. I think my game group would like this a lot, and it'd probably be a lot of fun playing with them. But I don't see myself wanting to sit down and give this game more time on my own, or to even really think about the game more. And the main reason that is even though everything is super well done, there are, I think, a few problems in the way that the theme fits in with the mechanisms. And the best example I can give of that is the flavor text on the enemy cards. Okay, so the enemy has these the cards that tell you what enemy you're going to fight, and on the back of the card there's an incredibly well written paragraph or two of flavor text, and some of it is awesome. I'm thinking, man, these enemies sound so cool. They sound great. There's all this detail about where they're from, how they fight, what they wear, the kind of weapons they use, the powers they have. And then when you encounter them in the game, all they are is a single stat bar and 1 to however many 5 random abilities drawn from the bag. I understand that works well as a gameplay mechanism because it adds variety. However, it completely strips away the uniqueness of the flavor text. It strips away the uniqueness of the world that the developers created in favor of something more random. So you might read like a enemy cards like oh, these guys fought with like, you know, decayed blades and poison, and they laid waste to the land by bringing, you know, the Black Plague and blight everywhere they went. And then you reach into the bag to draw the random ability that you're supposed to, and you bring out, lightning bolt, flame wall, and those two are end up being completely disconnected. To where I read the flavor text and there's something in my mind, my imagination is piqued, and I'm like, yes, this is awesome. But then when it comes to playing that in the game, it's not that. So I would rather there be less randomness in the way that the enemies operate, and having more bespoke encounters with certain enemies, perhaps always having certain abilities. Like if there's a poison clan in the game, then on the enemy card, at least one of their abilities should always be poison, because that way the flavor text and the fluff match up with the mechanisms of the game. And to me, that is something that is excuse me, super important, to have good mechanisms and good theme together. So personally, on my scale of, you know, Ameritrash Euro, I'm way over here towards Ameritrash, and I always want, you know, a strong theme with lots of imagination and lots of weirdness and cool things happening, as opposed to just having something that's really well, good rules, good mechanisms. That's me personally. City of Kings is kind of right in the middle, maybe a little more towards the Euro side, but I don't think that it incorporates the theme in a way that I find very interesting. It's a very mechanical game. It's very puzzly. I'm not super into just like solving puzzles, so it's very much, I can see this game appealing to people who like Mage Knight and who like Gloomhaven a lot. Both of those games I think are okay. Gloomhaven I'm a little on. It's a solid game. I'm not in love with it like a lot of people are. And I think it's because it's so puzzly. I don't feel like I'm on a grand adventure. I don't feel like my characters are going out on this epic quest. I feel like I'm a guy staring at a table trying to solve a puzzle. So in that way, I would definitely put City of Kings in that same group. Mage Knight, Gloomhaven, City of Kings. For probably 95% of people into games on Reddit, on our board games or BGG, that is a solid trilogy of mechanically sound fantasy adventure games. Like people are gonna love City of Kings. This game is going to be huge. I know it. People are going to be talking about it, and I know it's already selling like crazy. I mean, at least through Kickstarter, and I sold my copy, and I had it up on BGG today for about 30 minutes, and it was gone. It was the only copy up there. So Frank West and City of Games, they're just going to do absolutely fantastic with this thing. It's just not the game for me. And I'm glad I got to experience it. I'm glad I got to support it through Kickstarter. That's how I did. I did kickstart this. But if you're like me and you would rather play something, you know, a little less puzzly, a little more adventurous, something with a little more, where the theme is more incorporated. And for the direct comparison with the enemy thing, look at like an enemy from Warhammer Quest or something, like some kind of like Skaven or some kind of Chaos Warrior or something. You know, when you fight them, they have their abilities. They're not random. The enemy you fight might be random. You roll on a chart and you pick that, and that enemy comes out and you fight them. But the enemies have a definite way they fight with definite abilities that inform their position on the map, inform the kinds of powers they have. And thus it strengthens the theme in a way that I find more appealing. So yeah, that's about it. If you're thinking about City of Kings, like you like Gloomhaven, you like Mage Knight, you like puzzly games, and you really like solid Euros with good art and well-written rules. You're not going to have trouble. You're not going to be looking up everything every 10 minutes. I don't think you can go wrong with City of Kings. It just wasn't the game for me, so that's why it's not going to stay in my collection. So, all right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that review, and I hope you guys enjoyed my playthrough of the game, even though it was a little wonky. Stick with me, and I think things are going to get better. I've got something pretty cool I'm working on next. You can get a little sneak peek behind me, and so that's going to be it. So thanks for sticking around. Bye-bye.